Welcome back, guys. Let's put this in the ether. You know what? Most girl out there, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. What does that mean? They say this. They want a guy who does this, a guy who's this, who talk about their feelings, who now communicate, who's connected, who have bigger ambition. When in actuality, their action does not match their words. You can see this all the time. A girl say this, and this. Right? I want a guy who this and that and that and that and that and talk about his communication when those are the things that usually turn most women off. They don't really want these guys. Why do you think this idea of them going with Chats and Tyrone is totally conflicting what they talking about? Right? They want a nice guy. They want a guy to talk about their feelings who not communicate well. When in actuality, their whole resume of guy they be going out with are totally against what they describe what they want. This is why I made the claim that women only talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. Right? They're basically hypocrites. Right? They know they want this nice guy, right? Which in actuality, they don't want that. Nice guys are usually the one that they don't want because to them, they're boring, they're uninteresting, right? They're weak, right? They're too submissive, they don't take leadership, right? That's what's wrong with nice guys. And these are the stuff that they don't want. Subconsciously, right? They don't want this. But in their delusional mind, saying this to make themselves feel good. To make themselves seem more a reasonable person, right? To make people think that they're not this shallow figure, this shallow beings out there. When in actuality, right? Most women are the most conceited, right? They're most conceited. They do things that totally against their best interest by dating all these Chad and Tyrone. You see it all the time, right? They pick the guy with the sleaziest attribute, right? Treating girls like crap, and they gravitate towards to these men out there because of social status. That's what they really want, right? They want social status. With social status, what does that mean? When they get social status? When you get social status, they get attention. Girls thrive on attention, and when they say all these stuff about nice guys and all that stuff, they want a nice guy to communicate. It's to get them more attention. That's what they want. In actuality, right? They're just speaking out our ass basically most of the time. Right? They don't actually do the thing that they preaches. Right? You see this all the time, everywhere. Right? So it's hard to take these women words seriously when they say all this kind of stuff. I want a guy who's act nice, who I could communicate with, right? Who I could be emotional with, who I could connect with. When in actuality, this doesn't happen, right? She's like every other one out there. I don't want to say all women are like that. Wink, wink. All women are not like that, you know. But it's hard to negate to that because most of them exhibit these kind of characteristics. All right. So they're a walking contradiction, basically. All right. They say all these stuff when in actuality they go against the whole narrative of what they want. Right. And they try to blame men for being this way when men clearly understand what women wants. Men clearly understand most men, I'm not talking about the simps. Simps are the most clueless people out there, right? The blue pill simps out there. They don't know what women want, right? They're the one who get stopped. They're the one the blue pill simp are the one who believe women, who listen to women that this is what they wanted, when actuality they're the one who getting taken advantage of. The guy with the rational mind actually know what the woman wants, right? You listen to a woman. You listen to most of these women, right? And you tell them what they want. You know what you do? You do the complete opposite. That's usually is. When a woman tell you what she wants, it's usually not what she wanted. Right? It's not usually what she wanted. Right? I don't want to go back to my God, this is a whole controversy when it comes back to the idea of yes means no, no means yes. When you look at it, it does mean that it does have some kind of credibility to it. A woman says she don't want it, but yet again, in the back of her mind, her subconscious, she really do want this, like this, right? I'm not advocating anything, right? I'm not advocating the violence. I'm not advocating of taking advantage of women, right? But clearly, they're demonstrating the thing that they do want is not one that they do want. Right? It sounds confusing at first, right? Because women are confusing. If you don't know, if you listen to them word for word, right? But you have to understand that whatever she say is totally the complete opposite. It's an inverse. That's what it is. A woman is a complete inverse of men, right? Like men is more logic, women are not logic. They're delusional, right? So when everything they say, like they say have a low body counts, always multiply by 7 or more than that, right? What is their definition of body counts, right? What is their definition of high body counts? What are the definition of 6-figure? What are their definition at all, right? Usually what they're saying doesn't usually match their actions. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Usually what they're saying doesn't match their actions, and then goes for most of the women out there, right? They say one thing, but they do another thing, right? They say they say I do, but yet again later on they want it to be divorce the man, right? They say they're for this, but yet again they're for that, right? And then when everything's totally against them, they're not for it, right? The double standards. They're for double standards. They don't want equality. All they really want is more rights and more men than men. That's what it is. That's basically the premise of feminism. They don't want equality. They want more rights, right? But then again, they say we want equality when in actuality they're fighting for more extra rights than men are, because they intrinsically hate men, right? They might say they love men, but they in actuality they hate men, right? So you see the rationality that they are, how they process, right? You don't judge them by the, like I said multiple times in my videos, you don't judge them by the words, you judge them by their actions. And usually their action does not correlate with the word says. That's why it comes back to what I was saying. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, right? That's basically the whole definition of what is a hypocrite is. A hypocrite is a person say one thing and does another thing, right? And most of them are like that, right? They don't want to perceive as SLUT or 304, but yet again, they're wearing clothes as that. You know what? You can't blame the men. You walk like a duck, you talk like a duck, people are going to assume you as a duck, right? You dress like a 304, you walk like a 304, you speak like 304, people are going to associate with that. But yet again, they don't want to be treated like that, right? Just because I dress that way, that doesn't mean I'm this way. Just because I dress like a 304, that doesn't mean I'm a 304. Right? That's like me. That's why they like cosplay, right? That's why I like this is why they like cosplay, right? Dressing costume, right? What if I go around dressing like a cop, right? What if I go around dressing like a cop and suddenly you're in distress, right? And then you come up to me, police help me, and I go around and say, you know what? Just because I dress like a cop, that doesn't mean I'm a cop, right? Look at that logic, right? So you want to be dressed as this, but yet again you don't want to perceive as that, right? Your actions speak louder than words. That's what it is, right? You judge them by their actions, right? So because you judge them by their actions, you cannot take anything what they're saying are true or hard facts, right? That's why you don't trust a woman immediately what she's saying. Like you have to understand what she might say is totally the opposite of what she's doing, right? And like all these girls on the whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit and all that stuff, you know, that's why they always get contradicted by Myron and other guys, right? They always get trashed down. They always get not put down, be proven wrong when every time they say something. That's why they look like complete idiots when they speak, right? This is why they sound like a bunch of morons when they try to back up an argument that doesn't make any sense. Right? That's why Myron had to shut them down all the time. Right? Because what are they saying does not make sense at all. If it makes sense, it should stand on their feet. But it doesn't really stand on their feet because it's a whole contradiction. That's what happens when you live a life based on lies. It's all fall down. It had no foundation, no structure to fall on. I mean, no structure to build on. And that's what the basic of women are. Women, their logic is based on no foundation at all, right? A woman, the only way for them to survive, they have to have a foundation. That's why a man is their foundation. A man is a support structure. That's why a man always support a woman. That's why in a relationship, the man is always the supporting of the relationship. This is why in a family, the man is always the foundations, right? This is why the father is always the foundation of the daughter or the whole family, right? Right? Without a foundation, without truth, right? Women cannot stand on their own. Right? And based on what they're saying, is not based on truth at all. It's based on irrationality. Irrationality does not stand on their own. So they can't rely on irrationality to be as proof. Right? That's why they always make a contradiction of themselves when every time they say something, right? They try to lie to you. That's why there's a lot of video out there that said women lies. Of course, women always lies. When they see themselves as not a prime suitor, they're gonna have to lie. They're gonna have oversell themselves. They're gonna have over exaggerate themselves, right? When they say women will know their total value, but they're not gonna put themselves out there making them look like fools, or what they do by lying, right? By lying, they can put them making themselves look fools, but they know inside that they're not a 10, right? That's why they have no problem lying, right? They have no problem lying. They have no problem. They know deep down inside they don't deserve a guy with a 6-figure income. But again, if you ask them a question, they say, "Oh, I deserve a 6-figure income," right? They will discredit themselves, make themselves look delusional to make themselves look good. That's what it is, right? But back to my point, right? Women often talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, right? That's why they're walking contradictions. But I digress. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying? Do they talk the talk and walk the walk? Or they just a hypocrite? Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you like my content, I drop videos daily. You want to support my videos, like, share, subscribe. And on that note, guys, as always, peace and blessings.